45% from Brunswick, 54 plus from Langston Hughes, and how about that 60% from three-point line, and that was Matthews getting it done early and surprising everybody.
Let's take a look at some first half highlights now. The Panthers with a 33-31 advantage, but how about this corner pocket three from Marcus Scott? He kept them afloat early in the half.
He sure did, hitting from deep, 3 for 4.
And Matthews responds with a tray of his own. Marcus Scott now feeds it inside to Kamani Dunham. Saw a little bit of that in the first half.
One of the few times that they got the ball inside of the big man.
And now Derek Cook, who penetrates, goes outside to McClooney, and another pass to Matthews, who was red hot in the opening half. The senior, a real boost in place of Khalil Cuffey. And now Jalen Jackson, beautiful zip-de-doo-zade.
Precisely, right through the paint.
And now Landers Nolley in transition, the and one opportunity from one of the top players in the country.
Took the hit from Dunham.
Now the feed down to Matthews again, his own and one opportunity. As we get ready to start the second half of play, Daniel, what are your keys going into the second half?
For Brunswick, they need to get more touches for the big man inside. It was the main point coming into this, but they didn't do it very often. Kamani Dunham needs the basketball. And on the other end, Langston Hughes, they've been sharing the wealth. It's time for Sanchez Nolley to get going.
I'm Wiley Ballard, joined by Daniel Searle. Second half action underway in the Class 6A Boys State title game, as Marcus Scott has had the ball in a string all night. 11 first half points. Now inside to Dunham, who's double teamed by McClooney and Bryant underneath.
That's the inside out action the Pirates need.
Humphreys for three, no good. And Bryant the board.
Good action that time for Brunswick. They'll get it inside, they'll suck in the defense. That'll open up the 3-point shots.
First offensive possession for the Panthers. They'll go to Nolley on the wing, guarded by Scott. A cross-court pass to Matthews, who slips and falls. Got rid of it in time to avoid the travel.
The official thought about it, decided against it. Good call.
Derek Cook weaving inside, knifes through, but slips with the butter. And now coming behind the back, a wild play from Lampkin, and that'll be a kicked foul call.
Foul call, and it's a hard one. He doesn't trip him intentionally, but any trip is a foul, and that's a quick and easy call for the officials by the book.
And now Coach Welsh saying to himself, Landers, that second foul you picked up in the final 10 seconds, a little more costly now as they go on the inside feed to Derek Lampkin. His first points. The senior who averages 12 finally on the board, and they tie the game. McClooney lifts off. Across the paint pass, and the basket good by Amid Bryant. Nice touch from the big fella.
And Bryant working that baseline, staying within his range, knocking down those shots. The press continues from Langston Hughes.
Marcus Scott on to Humphreys. Now back to Jalen Jackson. Heads into the lane. Awkward pass, but gets it to Scott. The feed, and he hits the three. Cannonball.
Scott, the way he started the first half, he starts the second, knocking down threes.
He was held scoreless in the second quarter, and now a response here from Landers Nolley.
Not letting the defense set up in that diamond and one. He's had Scott hanging all over him.
And now Jalen Jackson. Underneath feed, and Lampkin finishes. He's got 4 here in the early going of the second half.
Great work by Jackson, drawing that help defender in the middle and dumping off to a teammate for the easy two.
Here's Derek Cook. McClooney flashes across the paint, doesn't feed it to him.
Pirates in their 3-2 zone. Little shift now as Scott still shadowing Nolley.
Matthews, a jab step, and he throws it away. A race for the ball. Jackson has it. Cook will let him fly by, and he misses the bunny. Savvy play by Cook, who now attacks the Pirate rim, and he'll shoot 2. Foul goes against Derek Lampkin, his second.
How about Jackson at the other end? He was expecting the act. This is the play before with the drive and the dish for the 2. Lampkin, the motor, getting it done inside.
Cook, a Northeastern commit. 7 points in the first half. He's the head of the snake. That's what his head coach, Rory Welsh, describes him. And in and out on the first free throw. Trying to tie this game. 6 foot, 490 pounds. That's your point guard. A lot of length for the Panthers.
And headed to play D1 basketball up. You got the frame, you got the skills. Northeastern University up in Boston. Very excited to have him. Assistant coach in Stegman Coliseum, watching and locking him up.
All square at 38. Now a bad pass. Nolley has it. Elevator, two-hand jam. He flushes it.
Looked like it might have come off the foot of Nolley, and no whistle there. So it's going to be a timeout from Brunswick. Coach Turner unhappy as Nolley flushes it down.
So timeout called by Chris Turner, head coach of the Pirates, in the playoffs for the 8th time in 9 years. Meanwhile, for Langston Hughes, Coach Welth in his 5th season. And this run for Langston Hughes, they'd never reached the quarterfinals before. But they have gone all the way to the finals. They've survived a couple of buzzer-beating misses there in that run. Gainesville, a very tough place to win. They survived a buzzer beater at the end of the game that would have won it for Gainesville, and then survived a game-tying buzzer beater that would have tied it going to double OT.
And that talks about the talent of this Langston Hughes team, because Gainesville is stacked, and that they were able to stretch past them on their home court. Very indicative of the power here.
Speaking of a couple of football players, Deshaun Watson had a big buzzer-beating win for the Gainesville basketball team, known for his football prowess. As Humphreys, a bad pass, but it goes off amid Bryant.
And McClooney very active there with those long arms. Deflections are key to this Langston Hughes defense. Trying to get as many touches as they can.
Jackson, a long inbounds from the baseline to Humphreys behind the back. Two-handed bounce pass. Now a touch pass towards Dunham, and it'll stay with the Pirates.
Coming out of that timeout, the Langston Hughes defensive intensity seems to have picked up significantly. I bet you Coach Welsh had something to say in the huddle.
Nolley loses his footing. That'll open the window for Marcus Scott. McClooney recovers.
And he is stretching out deep on Scott. No more of those NBA threes, that's for sure.
Ball screen. Jackson at the left angle. Between the circles, now he's double team under duress. A bounce pass. Now high across the court, that ends up in the hands of Lampkin. And now a three-pointer for Scott. Just off target. Here's Nolley, he'll press it. Beautiful bounce pass lead, and Bryant off his fingertips.
Good look ahead by Nolley. Everybody expects him to take it all the way. He saw a streaking teammate, Bryant, going up ahead.
Panthers still leading 40-38, under 4 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Two great games here this evening shift. Mays coming out victorious in the champions of 6A girls earlier.
Humphreys from the corner, too strong. And now a lead pass to McClooney. He stops just on the baseline. Now Cook, a jab step right. He'll give it away left. Back to Cook.
Credit to both of these teams. After breaking a press or a fast break that doesn't develop, they'll settle down and move the ball.
McClooney attacks, goes up. Wanted a foul call.
Coach Welch wanted this Langston Hughes squad to stick to the game plan. They seem to be doing a very solid job so far.
Now Nolley from dead on three-point land, no doubt.
And he is showing off his shooting prowess and also his celebration skills right there. Well executed his inbounds play.
He's got 17. Beautiful feed from Marcus Scott into Derek Lampkin, and Lampkin will go to the line.
It's taken Lampkin a little bit of time to get going, but these first few minutes of the third quarter are a lot more active, a lot more touches for him also.
He's got 4 points, all coming in this quarter. And he sinks the first free throw. Derek's cousin Mookie was a Pirate himself on that 2015 title team, and he had a triple-double in the state final. His second free throw also good. Lampkin's got 6. That foul, by the way, goes against Jalen McClooney, his second.
Full court press after the made free throw. Brunswick trying to trap at the half.
Nolley to the rim, gets the roll.
He sure does. He was going up like he was going to flush it. Had to rectify in the air and able to get it to go.
45-40. Langston Hughes on top. 2.5 minutes left in this third quarter.
A 1-3-1 defensive zone set up here from Langston Hughes, trying to throw Brunswick off their rhythm.
Now the reverse layup falls. Derek Lampkin. He's erupted here in this third quarter with 8 points. 3-point Panther advantage. They've got the ball.
Exactly what Coach Chris Turner needed from that motor of the team.
2 minutes remaining in the third period. Matthews from the corner. Can't hit. Now the teardrop falls through the nylon. 2 points for Cook and a timeout on the floor.
Derek Cook up to 10 points on the night. And when Nolley comes away with that offensive rebound, stick to the game plan, move it around, find the best option. And that time it was Cook with the hard drive down the middle.
Things going well for the Panthers. Again, our update, 47-42. Langston Hughes out in front with 1:42 left in the third quarter. If you're planning on going to championship games later this week, buy your ticket ahead of time so you don't have to wait in line. GoFan is the official digital ticketing partner for GHSA playoffs and championships. Visit gofan.co. Yes, that's gofan.co to buy your ticket now. There's Chris Turner. He was a high school star at Central Gwinnett, the school's all-time leading scorer.
You see him crouched in there with his vest on, talking to the team. They have played very solid. They've played under control against the press that they've received from Langston Hughes. They've kept it close throughout. A 5-point game now. Can they get the ball into Kamani Dunham? Can he get some more touches in the paint? Or will they rely on that outside shooting from Scott and the drives from Jackson?
Langston Hughes, 18 for 30 from the field, 60%, and 4 of 7 from 3.
It was a hot shooting first half, and it's continued.
90 seconds to go in the third quarter. Here's Marcus Scott. Feeds down to Dunham, down low, goes up and rejected. Jalen McClooney.
How about that block? Out of every timeout, out of every quarter break, Brunswick's play goes into Dunham. Unable to finish that time.
McClooney with only 2 points in the offensive end. He saved 2 there. Jackson inbounds underneath Lampkin. Splitting defenders, goes up. Can't finish. Dunham a second try. No good. Still going. Third time's the charm, but an offensive foul before the shot. Goes against Dunham. His second foul.
Aggressive on the boards, the Brunswick Pirates. Unable to finish, though. You've got to like Lampkin's pivoting, trying to find a little seam to go up, and Dunham crashing. Can he get some more touches in there?
1:20, 47-42. Langston Hughes leads, and they have the basketball. Matthews across the court. Long pass. Cook leaps in the air and secures it, fending off Lampkin in the process.
Langston Hughes starting to throw some dangerous cross-court passes, those little garbage balloon passes with a lot of air under them.
Humphreys guarding too close here against Ross Andrews. Third foul against the Pirates. And Coach Welsh in his 5th season, coaching his first state title game. Amid Bryant looking to get it to a guard. Cook flashes open, leaping and circling leaves it short. Pirates trying to get this to a one-possession game. They trailed by 2 at halftime. That deficit has grown to 5 here. Matthews on Jackson. Nifty bounce pass in. Dunham swatted from behind amid Bryant. Dunham's wide open again. Can't get it to him. Instead, it'll be Lampkin just inside the foul line. He's stuffed, but gets the roll. What about a third quarter for Derek Lampkin? 10 points in this frame. Andrews caught for carrying. And with 11 seconds left, Pirates get another chance. How about this persistence?
This is the move. He goes, gets blocked, goes get his own rebound right back up. Lampkin.
So you got 11 seconds. You let Marcus Scott just hold it here or try and find Dunham underneath?
They've got time for that inside out, but if they sag off Scott, he'll be shooting.
Humphreys looking for Dunham. Now back to Scott. He fires. Too strong. They get one more shot off. No.
Won't count if it goes.
And that is how the third quarter comes to an end. Langston Hughes leads 47-44. They've been here before in the single possession games in the playoffs. 8 more strong minutes, and the Panthers will have the first title in school history. This is the Dr. Ralph Swearingen Georgia High School State Basketball Championships on the NFHS Network.
Olive Garden delivers the final moments. Bring home Italian favorites and they'll cheer for you on game day. Olive Garden is the official dining room of high school sports, and with the new catering delivery service, you never have to miss a moment.
We're taking Never Ending to the next level at Olive Garden. For the first time ever, Never Ending Classics starting at $11.99. Indulge in never-ending helpings of your most loved classic dishes. How about irresistible chicken parmesan? Can't decide? Switch it up on a refill. Plus, all the garden fresh salad and breadsticks you want. New never-ending classics starting at $11.99. The best things in life should be never-ending. At Olive Garden.
Panther fans can feel it. 8 minutes away from the first state title in school history. They have a 3-point lead. It is pandemonium here at Stegman Coliseum.
Janton, we're ready to win this state championship. However, Brunswick, at the same thing happened at the end of the second quarter. They closed the gap, then to 2, now to 3, hanging around, waiting for their opportunity.
They'll give it to Nolley to begin the fourth and final quarter. And a foul before the shot.
Both coaches out of these timeouts and these dead ball situations. They know who to go to. Brunswick looking for Dunham inside. Langston Hughes giving it to Nolley.
Inbound now. Ross Andrews will handle it at the point. Gets it inside the Nolley around the free throw line. He curls right. And the foul. Anders Nolley crumpling to the ground.
He made that all happen with a great jump stop, a pump fake that would get anybody jumping in the air, and then his strength and his ability to finish, get the bucket, and take that bump and hurt.
And before the free throw, we have a sub. Jalen McClooney checking in.
Because it's only one shot, the and one, they get the subs in right now.
Free throw is good. Nolley's got 22.
3 points to start off the quarter, now a 6-point lead.
Lampkin hoisting a high layup, no good. And now we've got a foul. That'll be against the Brunswick Pirates.
Another over-the-back situation here on the offensive glass. Costly foul on the Pirates.
And now 3 fouls in the first 30 seconds of this fourth quarter. That last one charged to Dunham. He's got 3. A 6-point lead for the Panthers. They have the basketball. And the next foul from the Pirates will